Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome to Called and Courageous. I'm Mike. I'm here with my son Nate. He's my oldest son. He's been a blessing to me over the last 23 years of his life. God has used to grow me as a child of God and help me to mature from a young boy that was just all about myself, and just to grow to be a dad who wants to be a good role model to Nate. Didn't do it perfectly, but by God's grace, been just journeying. And Nate is a husband of 4 years now.
Yep.
He's a father of 2 young, amazing kids, married to an amazing woman, Autumn, and it's just been really cool as a dad to see you grow and mature and just try to lead your wife and your kids and in a very sacrificial way, and I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
And I just wanted to just hear more about your journey that God has you on. So I just wanted to give you opportunity just to share just the path that God has you on, and so what is God calling you to right now?
I was living in Hawaii and then moved back to Washington in 2020, and that in and of itself was a big leap of faith because I was 18 or 19 at the time, I think, or 18 at the time, and just knew that. Oh, are we going? Knew that I wanted to be back in Washington, and I didn't have a place to live, and I just remember praying like, "Oh God, please give me a place to live," and He provided one like a few hours later, and just that kind of opened my mind and my eyes up to just like how God just hears us and just answers our prayers, and His timing is perfect, and it ended up being where I lived for a few months before I moved up here to Linden, Washington, and got engaged and married shortly after. But since being married, it's been just an adventure of trusting God and feeling called to things that I never would have expected to be called to, and just trusting that He's going to provide for us. And now I'm been working at Logos Bible Software for 4 years, and I've always just kind of had a passion for creative work and videography and stuff like that. So I've just been feeling like recently this is the time for me to really take another leap of faith and just go all in on that and pursue what I'm passionate about. And so I'm quitting my job here in the next couple of weeks, and I'm just trusting God that He's gonna provide for us like He always has. And so that's where I'm at now.
So we've been talking about this for several years now, and so I was just curious, and if you could just be an encouragement to our audience, but just what was that maybe one thought or thing that helped you to move to like from just thinking about it to actually doing it? Like what was going on in your mind, and what helped you move forward?
There was a lot of things. I knew I didn't want to be doing what I'm doing now long term. The Lord was good to give me the job when I needed it, and I think it was a good season for me for a while. I learned a lot. I grew a lot. I think my work ethic improved a lot. But I was just feeling like it was time for a change, and was feeling like I just felt like there weren't many more doors opening in my current role, and that videography and that kind of work has always been in the back of my head, and I was blessed to be able to film some weddings this past spring and summer, and that just kind of spurred the motivation more, just to kind of let that fire more to really think about what that looks like, and doing that for a career. And I think God just kept opening doors for me to try it out with little risk, and I loved it, and was excited about it. One of the few times that I've done something where I was like, wow, I could earn a living doing something that I would just love to do for free. Like, it's just a hobby of mine. So I mean, what more could you ask for? Yeah.
So I'm just curious, what thoughts of fears or anxiousness kind of go through your mind, and what has helped you to just continue to persevere? I know you're pretty new into this season, but
Yeah.
just even for just to encourage our audience about, even when you're in it, just early on, how it might feel, and what has helped you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely scary. Uh, I think I'm pretty risk averse.
Mm-hmm.
You would say the opposite because I got married so young and
Mm-hmm.
moved out of the house at 18 and just kind of figured out life on my own for really quickly. But and I'm still learning. But yeah, with 2 kids now and a wife, it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely terrifying. The
Mm-hmm.
thought of being self-employed and trying to run a business and um, feed the family
Mm-hmm.
and pay the bills and stuff. But um, yeah, just the verse about don't be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and supplication, present your requests to God, and just having a peace about
Mm-hmm.
that, and just reflecting on the last couple of years and God's faithfulness to us, and just yeah, we're there have been times where we're like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I feel like we're called to it, and I think if we're called to it, the Lord's gonna provide for us, and so. Moving out here, got married. That felt scary, but the Lord was good, and with Genesis too, we could go into that, but that was a really daunting idea
Mm-hmm.
to step into foster care and adoption. But I mean, here we are, and
Yeah.
so He's provided for us, and He's made it work for us, and so it's just constant reflection of like He's never failed me before. So I mean, like, and I believe what He says is true, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's what
Mm-hmm.
I go off of. So
That's so cool.
yeah,
That's so cool. Thanks for sharing.
yeah,
And really, that's really the heart of this channel that I sense God starting um, for me in my life, and that's why we're calling it Called and Courageous. Is that when God calls us, He also supplies our needs, and
hmm
that courage is not in and of ourselves, but the courage is by trusting Him
yeah,
and leaning into Him. That's
hmm
where the courage comes from. It's not in our own skill, it's
yeah,
not in our own any abilities, but it's because of Him. And so our hope and prayer is that you're encouraged as well. Like I shared, Nate has been an evidence of God's grace in my life. When you got married, or when you're thinking about getting married to Autumn, you called us up after you started dating her after about a month,
yep,
and you said, "I want to marry Autumn." And Mom and I were a little shocked. And so, even that call that God had in your life as a parent, I didn't want to stifle that call. I wanted to be winning your sales, and I shared with you, I shared with Nate that I was going to give him 2 perspectives. One is what Mom and I experienced growing up, what the world says you should do, which is you do things in a certain order. And he was 18 and he was just getting ready to go to college. And you said that you're going to hear this from the world, that it's not the right time, it's irresponsible. That's one perspective. And the other perspective, what Mom and I have been experiencing, is that God's good. He's our good Father. He's our provider. Lean into Him and hang on for an adventure of your life. And
yep,
I've seen that over and over again in your life. You've talked about it a little bit, and we could talk more in a future episode, Lord willing. But just about how He's blessed you with children now.
hmm
You've been working and going to school, and now you own a business and you're starting another business.
yeah,
And you and Autumn are just adventuring together as you raise your children in the ways of the Lord. And I've just been having so much fun as a dad watching you. So it's been an encouragement for me to trust that God loves you more than I could ever love you, and how He's providing for you. So
yeah,
that's our hope and prayer, is that you all also grow to trust God, and by just receiving His love, His grace, and seeing the adventurous life that He has for you. So yeah, glad that you're here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd love to connect with you and just be an encouragement to you. Again, when God calls us, it is scary, but He calls us into something that we it's for our good, it's for our joy, and we just need to trust Him and enjoy the ride. So until next time, take care.